You got that? Did you get
You
that?
were sending me a text. I think I heard something.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did have that. Thank you. All right, so we got a few more minutes. I'll allow people to get on. We'll try to make this short and sweet. Talk about the new sellers market and what we call in the sellers market, I guess. All this craziness and madness going on, all these offers. The one good thing, I guess you can't complain about being busy, right? You're busy trying to figure out how to make these deals work. All right, we got about 2 more minutes and we'll get this party rolling. All right, we got a few more people popping in here. We're gonna get this party rolling. Okay, so we're getting really close, so I'll go ahead and get going. Welcome to tonight's webinar. My name is Robert Griffin. I'm going to be talking about switching gears, what to do in today's new sellers market. So I can tell you right now, I can talk all night about this. I know there's going to be a lot of opinions on what you can and cannot do right now, or what you should or should not be doing. I just want to throw some little key points out there that may be able to help you during these times of this crazy market. You know, how's it selling within a day before it even get on the market? So we're going to talk about, you know, some things you can be doing and some things that's been successful. But I also want this to be an open forum too. So if you have any questions or have any input, please share, because I think we're all trying to get through this together. And what's important is that, you know, we're trying to do the right thing by our clients. So let's talk a little bit. So some of the things that we're going to talk about today is, you know, kind of like what's happening in the market. So just like a market overview. And I'll tell you, you know, those numbers are alarming. So that's a good thing. Then, you know, Houston statistics over the last 6 months, you know, we've already getting into June, about to be in July. Talk about the sales from then, how that impacts you. You know, what is it doing to your morale, or what is it doing to your career? What can you do to kind of ride that wave? And kind of like the game plan, you know, what are you going to do going forward? Now, like I said, we can talk all night because there's a lot of things that we can kind of talk about to kind of help spearhead these times. But I just want to pull out a few things that I thought could be useful to help us get through this season. All right, so let's get going. So, you know, you always hear those saying seller market, buyer's market, you know, what's the difference between the two? Right now, you know, when you're placing houses on the market and, you know, they're selling within a day, no matter how they look, and You're getting over asking price. You don't have any room to negotiate because there's so many people in line to buy the house. You know, consider that a seller's market. So this is when the supply of homes are low and the demand for homes is above average. It actually defined as being, we go 6 months, we're having less than a 6-month supply of homes available. I mean, right now, I thought I looked at it today, it was at 1.4 month worth of supply as of today. And we're going to talk a little bit about those statistics here going forward. You know, when it's a buyer's market, you know, I think we came out of a season where it was a buyer's market earlier, where interest rates had begun to get low and buyers were starting to kind of feel that sense of that urge to buy, and it led right into COVID, and then COVID brought this on. But a buyer's market pretty much is, you know, when the supply of homes are high and demand is slow, you know, where you can go in and offer $5,000 less with closing costs, and, you know, longer option periods. I mean, some of these homes right now, you have to waive an option period just to get a deal or be considered for a deal. So those are my two perspectives from the markets. And, you know, as I say right now, you know, the way it's trending is definitely leaning more towards the seller. When you think about the grand scheme of things, you know, we got to make the adjustments. And that's what I'm kind of talk about here shortly. Okay. Any questions or input on that? Or anybody want to elaborate? Pretty clean cut. So of course, you know, when the supply is low, demand is high, you know, people get a little in a frenzy. It's almost like, you know, when the year 2000 came around and we thought we all was going to need water, flashlights, and everything else. Was going to be no more manufactured. Same here with houses. You know, for some reason, the more exclusive it is, the harder it is to get to. It seems like the more money is driving. So my goal and what I'm going to lean towards tonight is talking about getting back to the old school way of going out and farming and doing some of those other things that we did that made us successful as listing agents, and kind of put some of those things back at the front of our mind to help us do these times, because, you know, sellers are getting top dollar for their home. So we're going to definitely try to get some more of the supply, so that we can kind of help the market stabilize and also help our clients make some more money. So this was actually, I pulled this up this morning. Can you guys still hear me? Hello. Hello.
We no longer see your screen. Yes, we no longer see your screen.
Okay. What about now?
We see your screen.
Okay. I don't know. I think my internet dropped for some reason, but I'm back. All right. Can you hear me good? And can you see my screen? All right. It's working and we're functioning. I think we're good. Okay. So I'll try not to repeat too much, but I pulled this today from Matrix. And this is kind of like right at your front page of Matrix. And it kind of talks about the market watch. This was a 24-hour run. And right now, you're looking at 556 new listings within the last 24 hours. Right? Back on the market, 103, decreases 207, increases 67, went option pending, 318 went under contract. So sold, meaning closed, that had a close date, sold 383. So that means, you know, the faster we put them on, the faster they're selling. And of course we knew that because that's what brings us to today's topic. Things are changing. I wanted to play this video for you. I'm scared to play it because I don't think it's going to play. But let me see if I can get you over here to it. And let me know if you can hear it. Can y'all hear that? Can you hear that?
No, we hear screeching.
Okay. All right. I tried to play it earlier and it played just fine, but I know my luck wasn't gonna let me get too far. All right. So can you see the screen now?
Yes.
Back to normal. Okay, great. So
What
I was
this
just
means
going to show you that screen. It was kind of came from
for you?
HAR, talked about the way houses have been selling from a single family standpoint. You know, these numbers that we just went over are true. You can see that the market is definitely changing. So, you know, what this means for you, how it impacts you. So, you know, if you just so happen to be working with buyers, you're going to have, you know, less days on the market. So if you're working with a buyer and you want to go out and see homes and they say, oh, let's wait till the weekend. Yeah, that's not the case anymore. You know, if you see a home that they like or they see something they like, you need to get them out there that day if possible. Sellers and buyers, you know, you can expect to receive multiple offers on properties. Now, I got to admit, everyone multiple offers process is not the same, and it can be a little daunting and a little frustrating, but try your best to represent your client the best interest possible. And, you know, make sure that they understand all of those decisions that you're going through. You're going to have some classes that you're going to see pop up on our webinar. We're going to have some more continuing education to hopefully kind of talk about it. And I think in our meeting, just a plug that's coming up, they're going to be talking about the right to terminate due to lender appraisal. So you'll get some more insight on that on this meeting on Saturday that's coming up. So we'll talk about that a little bit later. But, you know, do whatever you can to protect your client and also help your client understand what the meaning of these items are. It's really important. You know, it's one thing to be excited about getting a house or trying to put an offer in that may be a winning offer, but it's another thing to make sure that we're protecting our client the best possible and they understand the decisions they're making. All right, I'll take a little breather there. Any questions, any input? Any thoughts? All right, I'll keep moving. So, you know, the different types of homes out there, you know, that may not be as appealing, they're easier to sell now. You know, some of these houses, you know, sellers think that they need to do repairs or make modifications or renovations to make it sell for more. That's not the same anymore. You can get an aggressive offering just for going on the market, let alone spending any money to make any repairs that someone is probably going to end up changing anyway because they have a different taste or style than you may have. But on the other hand, you know, of course, if you have the money to spend or you already have a nice home, the nicer the home, the more it will attract the buyers. You know, those open concepts, island kitchens, 3-4 bedroom homes with the nice wood-like floors, you know, light colors. You're going to see those homes. They're definitely going to sell faster, and they're definitely going to be, you know, on that higher 20 to 25,000 above asking price in most cases. We hope not, but that's what we're looking at. Okay. All right. So here's some things about what should we be doing. You know, I put on here the first thing is, you know, a lot of us when we first started, we got our listing presentation and we went over it and we got comfortable with it. And now we're starting to be able to go into these presentations and talk about it without having our paper in front of us. But those of us that have not perfected a listing presentation, I advise you now is a good time to go back and review that process and get your listing presentation game up. All right. Be confident, know your market, know the area, talk like you understand the business. So these sellers, with all this competition out here, these realtors taking reduced commissions, you got Zillow, you got all these competitors, you got to make sure you stand out. You know, it's 60,000 agents here in the Houston area. You got to stand out from everyone. So make sure you're prepared when you're sitting in front of these sellers, asking them for a 6% commission to sell their house. Okay. There's a lot of information on our webinar, on our, we got our webinar page, our link, Google link. We got I can't even think, our Google training classes or resources. I got a link up here at the end, I'll show you, but there's a lot of things in there that you can breeze through if you had any questions or need any help with it. Farming. I know a lot of us, we're in this new age now where,
Hey, I don't mean to cut you off. We got
yes.
a agent trying to get in.
Oh, I thought they were automatically letting them in amid all. Sorry about that. Thank you for letting me know.
All right.
Thank you.
No
Thank you.
problem.
Cultural differences.
That we portray ourselves in the highest light that we.
Okay, sorry about that.
The
All right.
importance of.
Wait a minute, what's going on here? Okay, so talking about farming, this is old school, where you get out there, and this is my farming, going into those areas that you spend a lot of time in. You know where all the parks at. You know where the schools are. The different areas of town. You're familiar with it. This is where you would want to get out and start passing out some business cards. Walk the area, walk your dog, take the kids to the park, get to know some of the neighbors, talk about the market, wear your name badge. If you got some door hangers, pass out door hangers. This is those things that, is someone trying to say something?
So sorry. So sorry.
Can you mute your line, please?
I'm trying. I
Okay,
can't.
no problem.
It's not muting.
Okay, so making sure that you got yourself in the community. If there's some community events, like I know some communities do garage sales, they do fun days, holidays. Get out there and meet the people. Pass out those business cards, have something to hand out. But now is a time, especially in the older neighborhoods, if you got some of those neighborhoods, these people, they've been in their houses 20, 30 years, they may be considering upgrading. They probably own a house or have paid off majority of the house. They sell their house, although it's going to be, a market where they're going to have to find what they're looking for, but they're going to probably pocket, $100,000, $200,000 easily. So get out there and talk to them about what the houses are going for these days. You might be able to help someone move on to their next dream home. All right.
Hey, Robert, I just want to add that Village Builders in Lenore is not working with realtors on giving them commission. No commission.
What? I'm glad. I was just about to talk about Village Builders.
It was effective last week, Friday. I was called by a Village Builder rep. So
Wow.
They do not give any commission.
Across the board, that is crazy.
Yes. So
that's another reason why it's good to visit builders before you take your client there. You want to know if they are realtor friendly. I know some of these homes like LGI, MI, some of them, they were cutting their commissions down to 2% versus 3%. Now to hear that they're not even accepting or providing a commission to the buyer, to this buyer's agent, you may want to consider what communities or builders you're suggesting to your client. But on the other side, when you do find those good builders that pay you those BTSAs or have those homes that you don't have to fight for, you might want to take note of their inventory. And that way, if your seller sells their home and want to buy a new home, you have something available for them. Start looking ahead of time because that sale will probably go real fast. So make sure that you are thinking across the board. This is a unique time. People are still buying, people are still selling. You just want to make sure you're strong in this market and the things that you're doing to spend your time and spending your time wisely. Because I know we want to sell. I know we want to see those clients happy, but we need to make sure that we have all of our resources and ducks in a row to be able to service them the way we need to. So consider visiting some builders. Another one is, your favorite open houses. You're going to see more people out checking out these open houses. Although by the time the open houses finish, the open house is probably sold, but you're getting traffic to these homes that you originally thought you wouldn't have got traffic in. When you're considering an open house, you always used to pick one that you thought the public would receive and that you would get some foot traffic through there to see, what kind of leads you can receive or what kind of action you can get on offers on that home. In this case, now, you can choose any house to do an open house in, and you're going to get some foot traffic. So you don't have to be as selective as you would in the past. Now you can pick some of those other homes that just might fit a certain price point or be in a certain area and start to hold some of those open houses there. Have anyone held any open houses here in the last weekend on the call tonight? No? All right. Just trying to get some feedback to see if the current nature is true, that people are still going into open houses and trying to look at what's available.
She's actually.
Go ahead.
Hey, it's Danielle. One of my mentees actually went recently, did one this past weekend out in Conroe. And while the house, looked pretty nice in the pictures or so in person, it was kind of not that great. But they walked away. They had 16 families go through there and or so, and then they got like 4 really good leads because of course many of them, everybody's doing different things, and some of them had realtors already and things like that. But she got 4 really good leads out of it, and the price point was pretty high. I think it was like $350 or something.
Oh wow. Oh, that's great, man. Thank you. You can always count on.
Which I didn't expect her to have such a huge turnout, especially in like Conroe, and especially the price point.
That's great, man.
So just throwing that out there. Honestly, I think if you were to spend the time doing an open house, you would get a lot of people right now. There's just it's swamped with buyers, and so many of them need representation. So it's a good idea.
Good, thank you, ma'am. I really appreciate it. All right, so definitely, consider getting back out there if you haven't, or scheduling some more open houses. And you guys know this is the peak time anyway. I mean, even though we are in a busy season, it's the summertime. School just let out. People are going on vacation. People that are wanting to adjust school districts, or people going from middle school to high school, this is the time to do it. So you're going to see a lot more people moving, whether it's moving from a lease or moving to another area because they need to go to another school district. It's peak season. So you add that with the current conditions that we have, that's why we got to think creatively and figure out how and what we're going to do to drive these transactions. And like I said, I know we're not going to be able to get all of them in tonight, but I do want to put some things out there for you to consider. And if you got something you want to share, definitely share it. My next thing was talking about expireds, terminated, FSBOs, however you want to look at it. I know you got to be careful with what you're doing, but there's a reason why there's an expired or terminated. It could be, relationship with the realtor. It could be overpriced. It could have been some new family changes. It's a number of things it could be. But those are people that want to sell. They just didn't get to sell at the time that they had. And remember, timing is everything. So the right timing, the right pricing, homes are selling, and they're selling at an alarming rate. So the more people we can get ourselves in front of that will consider selling, I think would be a good idea. It's not like, back in the day where you be the buyer focus, because, you find a buyer house, hey, you're going to get a check within so many days. The seller, you never know how long it's going to sell. Now on the seller, it's just a matter of how soon can you get it on the market. And I mean, when are you going to review offers? I share this, and one of my mentees, I know they'll be okay. We listed a 2-bedroom, 1-bath home for like 170. And it was 1,100 square foot. I don't even know if it was 1,100 square foot. and it sold in like 3 days, multiple offers. Built, I think it was built in 1950s too. So, but that's just the nature it is. So get out there and, you know, talk to these sellers, opportunity to be sellers, and see if you can get in front of them and to present your business and what you can do to get their home sold.
I would even say, Robert, as well too, like for the, you know, those that are looking for the business as well too, go back in the matrix and MLS and look in for properties that were like expired or terminated, you know, maybe about 2-3 years ago. Maybe they were asking something ridiculous at that time.
Yeah.
Even up to just a year ago, if they were asking for something kind of ridiculous and they couldn't get what they wanted, so they went ahead and took it off the market. I would focus on those folks. I would, like, you know, grab the closest 5 to you guys and like just, you know, go in and throw them some goodies. Go to the dollar store, spend $3 per each house, and go and leave a little something at their door. You know, leave your business card there,
Yeah.
whatever, and all that good stuff. Make a little thing and just keep doing it, unless they cuss you out and tell you like never come back here ever again, right? And even then I'd be like, well, can I like be out here? No. You know. So, but until they like cuss you out, I would still go out there and still keep dropping off stuff to them. And, you know, I know it does take effort. I know it's hot as hell outside. You got to get off your car, go inside the dollar store, put the idea together, all these things, and drop it off. But, you know, I mean, if you, especially if you've got comps to support what their ridiculous price was just a year ago,
Yeah.
you know, they would love you very much if they can get exactly what they had wanted back then. So.
And it's, man, I like that. You always have some good stuff. You know, it's so easy now to get, I mean, appraisers are having a heck of a time trying to get through these appraisals and not get fussed at. But I got to tell you, you know, these houses are selling. You know, I wish I could have got my video going, but they selling at a record pace. Guys, we at 1.4 months of inventory right now. That is crazy. So, you know, as long as you don't go over, you know, $100,000, you know, $50,000, I mean, I think you'll sell your house easily within the first week. Easy. And one of the things that I wanted to put on here, but I felt like I could just talk about it, you know, order some more business cards if you can. You should not be a secret agent when it comes to real estate. Whether you're working it full-time or whether you're working it part-time, every single person that you talk to, you should be trying to put a business card in their hand. Even if they don't even want it, you should be trying to pass it out. Hey, I forgot, you know I'm in real estate, right? Here, just in case, man, I know this market is crazy. Take this card, give me a call, man. I'd love to tell you what your home is worth. Hey, have you seen today's interest rate? You got to take one of my cards. Right now is a good time to be selling, and interest rates are still pretty low. If you need anything, give me a call. If you know of anyone, please consider giving me a call. So that's the thing. Get those business cards. They probably, I don't know, you can get a couple of hundred of them for $40 or something, $50, who knows? If you have a name badge, wear that name badge to the grocery store. Wear it to the dealership to pick up the kids from school. Right now, there's a call to service, and it's called, you know, getting your real estate numbers up. There shouldn't be no reason why we can't close any deals, you know, other than trying to find a house. But that's what we need to go out there and do, and that's now the time. So here I have the little webinar link. I mean, you guys should all have it. You can go to our website and get it. You got the training folder with all the webinars. I will download this tonight, put it over there. But there's a lot of more information. You got some good people out there that's spending their time trying to come up with different things to kind of help our realtor community grow and also spark their enthusiasm to get out there and sell some homes and buy some homes. Ultimately, you know, at the end of the day, you know, we all are independent contractors and our business is based on what we do. But I think if you use these resources and you take a partner here at Texas United, we've become a family. I mean, we're at about, I don't know if all of you guys know, but we have about 730 something agents in our company. And we're growing. So we got a lot of knowledge. We got a Facebook community. We have a lot of meetings that we have and hold for the education of people. Speaking of meetings, we got this one on Saturday, June 19th. My wife just took my phone. There are going to be some opportunity where you can get you some CE courses. So if you want to get the CE course, and this is, you have to RSVP. I'm sorry, I went past that. You have to RSVP. There's still, the class is getting full, but there's still some spots left. All right. And if you want the CE course, and you're going to have to stay there the full 3 hours, okay, to get the credit, you bring your $30 and you can stay there the full 3 hours and you get that credit for that CE course. So be there at 10 sharp or you won't receive the credit. And it's okay if you're not trying to get a credit, we still want you to come out. We don't want you to miss the information, but we just want to make sure that you know, if you want the credit, this is what you need to do. You would need to bring your driving license or a personal check made out to Allegiance Title, or you can do these other forms of payment, Zelle, Cash App, or just cash. And just note, the agents working on their first renewal, you can't reserve this one as your credit, okay? This meeting is this Saturday, so please.
Also, guys,
Go.
Oh, you keep going in and out. Like, it's hard. I was talking because I couldn't hear you.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead. I was running my mouth too. Go ahead.
Oh, no worries. I just want to let folks know that if you get there at 9 a.m., between 9 and 10, if you want to meet up with mentors will be there for you guys to interact, ask questions, to meet and greet, all that good stuff. Pretty much from 10 to 1 will be the class, so there won't be that time for that interaction really. They may give us a little bit of a break, but it may just be like 10 minutes or so. So this class is really going to focus on what the brokerage has been experiencing is a large number of folks not maybe filling out the contract correctly and really putting their buyer client in a position that could open them up to, you know, of just not representing them well, not allowing enough days for financing, not, you know, no option period kind of stuff. And so it's just a big liability for yourself, for the brokerage. And so they're also going to go over the waiver for the waiver for to be able to terminate based on appraisal.
Do the appraisal.
And so they're going to, yes, it is one of the most confusing documents that's out there. And so they're going to go over it with you and all that good stuff, who can sign it, who can't, depending on financing and blah, blah, blah. So it's really important, if you can make it, try and be there and stuff, because it's really great information. And if you wanted, you know more ins and outs on the contract and all that good stuff, this is a wonderful class for you to go to. And while it doesn't apply, the credit will not apply to your first renewal. If this is your first 2-year renewal of you first becoming an agent, it doesn't go towards those SA credits, but this will still go towards future, you know, when you are renewing your license, and of course going towards if one day you plan on being a broker yourself. So it helps add to it. So something to consider, guys.
And I just want to make a final comment here. This is Laura. If you get lost or need directions, call me, okay? My number's posted all over Facebook group, 512-844-2758. Text me, message me on Facebook. Okay, do not get lost. When you're there, it's going to be at the Tomball Community Center. This building is surrounded by parking lots. There are about 3 parking lots around the building. There's one in the back of the building. There's one on the side near the police station. And then there's one across for all public parking, all free. And also don't forget your business cards, because we will have door prizes.
Yes,
I know that Brandon or Corey, forget which one won the last one, but this is going to be another printing door prize that we have. Not as big as the one he won, but it's still going to be, you know, printing, because he won a nice little package there.
Awesome.
$215 worth
Wow.
of printing stuff, but it won't be that big, but it's going to be a sign and some writers. So, and I have 3 of them to give away.
Awesome.
Hi, so this is Janice Goodwin. I just want to ask, okay, so the credited class starts at 10, and so just the other general information will be after 1 o'clock, is that correct?
No, so the whole, I mean, you can either choose to sit in the class and get the credit for it, which would mean you would have $30, or you sit in the class, not pay the $30 and just simply
Okay,
receive the
but
knowledge.
so they're gonna be running consecutively from 10 to 1? Everything is over at 1 o'clock?
Correct.
Well, no, not really. We're gonna have our sponsors for about maybe like each sponsor. They have 3 sponsors in addition to Allegiance title. They're gonna get about 10 minutes to give their spiel and to be introduced and acknowledged. So
Okay.
Well, that'll likely be during eating though. So they're probably going to fit it in during eating. The class might end, usually when you have CE classes, they end maybe about 20 minutes early or something like that. So that's a possibility. But as far as the brokerage is concerned, we don't have additional things or additional presentations
is correct.
after 1 p.m. I think isn't it only
no, ma'am,
reserved
we have
until
it till
1,
2.
Laura?
But that's why we can go
Okay.
over a little bit.
Gotcha.
Okay, thank you.
All right, great information, and thanks for sharing too. Anybody got anything else? Okay, well, I do want to challenge
I
everyone.
have a quick question.
Sure. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just wondering, I know that the classroom is full, but who would I ask about if they have any last minute openings? Or
Come
could I
on,
just show up and kind of hope?
No, I should
come
have
on,
put,
Sandra.
yeah.
Well, my husband's actually home, so he can watch the baby.
Come on, Sandra. I got a chair for you. It may be
All right,
it
sweet,
may be a
thank you.
half chair.
Yeah, Laura is a good contact. I know she's a part of that team helping driving this. So I think if you have any questions, Laura can be the person or one of the people that you can reach out to get some questions answered. And like she said, her name and phone number is on the Facebook page. If you guys have any additional things, and if I can point you into any direction, my information is up here. And the other mentor that was talking, there may be some more on the phone. God, I can't even get my mind right.
Danielle?
Danielle, thank you. Thank you. Danielle, with lots of great information. She's here. She can answer any questions for you. But we all are here to be of service. Anything that we cannot or do not know, we have no problem with getting those answers for you. Please don't hesitate to ask, or if there's something that's, you need some help with, we want to make sure that if we can have the answers for you, that we find someone that does. And we want to make sure everyone has the opportunity to be successful. So please reach out and go to some of these classes. I mean, there's a lot of things. Of course, you have your YouTubes and the stuff that you can do on your own, but I think there's a lot of material that Texas United and some of our other agent partners that are putting out there that you can be really helpful. So if you get yourself in a bind and you have some questions, just start to look through some of these items, and I'm pretty sure you'll find some good solutions, or just take a partner. And that's really all I have tonight, unless anyone else has anything else. That was short and sweet. Thank you guys for your time. Sorry about the little glitch there on the disconnect, but if you have any questions or have anything else outside of the things we discussed tonight, please reach out, and we'll be more than happy to make sure you get what you need. Thanks, guys. Good night. I really appreciate your time. Take care.